Hello, hello, hello. I want to say
Welcome back.
welcome to all the new people also. Because since our last one, we got a lot of new followers, and hopefully you guys are listening to this. So this is the Bravo Wild Black podcast.
The fourth episode, so we're
Or
so excited.
literally. And guess what? We will not keep you waiting because I know that you see the title of this podcast and you see that we were literally on a Zoom call with the real Housewives of Potomac. And we are still on cloud nine from it because it was so amazing.
It was
Like,
unreal. I
it
still
was
can't believe that we did that shit. Like,
it was amazing, and I just felt like, and it was so chill too, because obviously we were nervous because it's like, hello, the Real Housewives of Potomac, the queens of Potomac, they don't play in the P. So like, I'm not even gonna lie, we fully dressed up because we weren't sure. We weren't sure how much of us were going to be shown on the screen, and we just wanted to dress up and have a kiki with them. We got some strawberry wine, and it was just such a fun time. So what actually happened was we were able to see the two new episodes that everyone's seen by now a little bit early,
that
and
exclusive.
it was so exclusive you don't even know. But but we watched it, and then like right after we watched it, we had a Zoom call at 8 p.m. Everybody was on time. It was just so exciting, and we got these exclusive Real Housewives of Potomac Zoom backgrounds. And if you want proof of this, because I'm not lying, you can go to our profile and
We
see
have
us.
the pictures. We got the
We,
pictures on our
we
profile.
have the receipts, okay? And yeah, so who was there?
Robin, we had Ashley. We had
Mhm.
first off Robin with her French fries.
Robin was eating the whole time, and like that's when I felt comfortable because I was like, okay, like
We
they're real
also
people.
had Monique and
Mhm.
Wendy
And Ashley.
and
So,
Giselle.
and Giselle, yeah, it was Giselle, Robin, Monique, Wendy, Ashley. And then what do you call it? So we basically, okay, it was them talking about the season overall, and the last like 30 minutes was reserved for asking questions. And it was clear that Karen, I feel like Karen wasn't there because Karen is Karen. Like, she's busy, she's getting shouted out by
She's
Rihanna.
doing
So I
other
don't think
things.
that Karen had, the time
But on top of
to
that,
be there.
I also seen how many housewives they already had on. So
Yeah,
once
that
I
was
seen,
literally so much of the cast. We did not expect that. We thought that maybe one or two would be there, and that's
yeah,
pretty much it. But when like what five of them showed up across our screens, like my mouth dropped. It was very obvious, and I didn't know everyone could see us, but apparently they could.
I kept
I
forgetting I was
also
on camera. Like,
right. And what sucked was that like we did ours from a laptop, so everyone was talking in the chat. Like, for example, I'm just gonna name a few of the people who are our friends, our social media friends who are also on the call.
mhm.
Real Moms of Bravo, mixing with Manny. It's Jeff Epstein, Lucy on the Ground, two Bravo sisters, Joe Gunn, Black Girls Who Love Bravo. Who else was on it? Ooh, the Bravo Breakdown, Sasha, I love her, mixing with Monty, and a few other people that we interact with. Oh no, Bravo, she was also on there. Love her. And so everyone was like chatting in the Zoom group chat, and we weren't able to like chat because we had like our laptop and a separate
Yeah,
webcam.
the way it was set up was so weird.
Yeah, because we were doing it from a laptop. So anytime we would reach forward to like type, you could tell that we were reaching forward. So that's why we didn't interact. But so the only time that we were able to type was like when we asked our question. But anyways, so these are the details, the juicy details of what
Go the tea,
happened
girl.
during the Zoom call. And this is only what I can tell you legally, honey. So Wendy and Ashley are the only two that haven't talked since filming, allegedly, child. So I want to see how that plays out on screen. And then I think Candace wasn't there, but Candace probably wasn't there because Monique was. And
Yeah.
they clearly don't F with each other, because if you've been on Instagram literally anytime this week, a lot of stuff is unfolding on these Instagram lives, okay?
Not even
So much
that,
is going on.
but Twitter. Have you been seeing
Oh, Twitter is a little bit like, wow, especially
Candace and
during
these
the
Twitter
episodes.
fingers? I can't.
During the episodes, yeah, if you guys ever want to talk to the girls, they're very accessible on Twitter during the episodes. Like, they'll respond. And that's what I love about the Potomac girls.
I do.
Like, they love their fans. They love the Bravo fan base. They love the fan accounts. And that's why they're, part of the top, other than making amazing episodes, obviously. But yeah, so Wendy and Ashley are the only ones who said that they haven't spoken since this whole thing was filmed. Candace wasn't there because Monique was there, and Monique and Candace still don't fuck with each other. And yeah, you guys obviously know why. So Giselle was speaking about, I know that you guys saw in the first episode that her daughters were a little bit hesitant seeing that their mom was back with their dad, Jamal Bryant, Pastor Jamal Bryant, cheater, pumpkin eater. But she says that, they've adjusted since then, because Giselle and Jamal are still together. They're going strong, as you can see on social media. So that's good to know. I think that it's natural that they would question their father's intentions, because, they love their mom. They live with their mom. Not that they don't love their dad, but it's just like, It's very weird, because, she was dating, he was obviously dating. And, now they're together, and it's probably like weird because they're older now too. So they get to observe it a lot, but it's good to know that, their relationships have like improved. As far as Robin, the only thing that really Robin was talking about was like one of the most exciting parts of the season that has already been spoiled, that Juan proposes. And what she was saying was that she wishes that moment wasn't spoiled, because it's a big moment, like not even just for her, obviously it's about her and Juan, but just like Bravo fans in general. We've been wanting Juan and Robin to like make it official again since season freaking 2, basically.
You know what? Honestly, I felt that coming, because once Juan sat down with Giselle in that restaurant, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I think she meant in a sense that like when he proposed, it was all over the blogs. Like you saw exactly like where the setting of it, you saw how it happened. So it was completely spoiled. So she was kind of bummed about that. But at the same time, she was happy to say that, they're together. And as far as, a wedding, she's just saying that they're taking their time being engaged. And obviously, who wants to get married in the middle of a freaking pandemic anyway?
Nobody.
She was
It's
also
so
saying,
depressing.
yeah, it really is. Like, I know that Lala Kent from Vanderpump Rules, she was saying that because she was supposed to get married to Randall in April, then they pushed it back to summer, then they pushed it back to September. But she's like, it's clearly not safe, and I don't want to be the reason that anyone gets sick, so we're just going to completely push that to 2021, because she doesn't want to look back on her wedding photos and seeing people wear masks. Like, I would not want to see that either if I was having a wedding. So like that's gonna be that's so awkward and kind of like sad.
And then on top of that, social distancing. You don't want to, have, because weddings require, big groups of people, because you want to invite all your friends and family.
Yeah, you don't want anyone to be left out.
Yeah.
And it's just a weird situation all around. So I don't, blame Robin or Lala for like pushing their wedding back. Plus, there's literally no rush. They can always literally just go down and get married at the courthouse, and they're legally married, and then just celebrate later. So that's a good thing. As far as Ashley talked about, we see her on TV talking about postpartum feelings and depression, and this is something that's very real for like a lot of women. So she kind of opened up about that, and being a mom to baby Dean.
I love that.
Yeah, I like seeing her as a mom, and I love the way that it bonds her and Monique. And she definitely has a new mom glow. Like you can tell by her face that she's a new mom. And if you watch her stories, she's always with Dean, and Dean is like a super baby. He's always like doing push-ups and stuff. He's stronger than me, literally. But what she, yes, I'm
Not
telling
stronger
you,
than you.
Dean and me cannot go head to head in the push-up competition because I can't even do one full push-up. So what she also said, y'all, was that they were gonna have a hard season. Her and Michael Darby are gonna have a hard season, straight up. Like she was honest about that. She said that he kind of messed up, but obviously they worked it out because they're still together. So
Right.
as you can see on social media, so that's good to know because they had they have a little family now. So it would be really sad if they didn't work it out.
Well, I'm excited to see how that plays out. I really like Ashley, and I like her marriage with Michael. So, the best of luck to them.
Yeah, for sure. Like I don't want, cause it's always something with them, but they found their way back to each other. Because remember, she even moved out at one point, and like they were thinking about divorce at one point. So
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy. So I feel like if they can get through that, and also the allegations from last season, they can pretty much get through anything. Mm. And then as far as Monique was talking about obviously the big elephant in the room. She didn't dance around it. She was like, yes, we had to fight. I'm not proud about it, but that's just not who I am. And she definitely seems remorseful about that.
Right.
And she wants to put that, like behind her. So I don't blame her for that because I mean, obviously, she did tell Candace that she was going to drag her last season, and everyone loves to like bring that up. But usually, she's not really like an actual physically violent person because they all get up in each other's faces. All the housewives in general. It's not just the Potomac girls, not just the Atlanta girls. All the housewife girls get in each other's faces. But she did seem remorseful. She did seem like she acted out of character, and that's just not who Monique is.
Yeah, I know Monique's a good person, and
yeah,
I think things just got out of hand.
Yeah, it definitely did, and she also said that she has a lot of other things going on this season, which she does. Like you see that she has a friendship with Ashley, which I love to explore, but she also is going to have some drama with Charisse, the OG who came back to stir up trouble. Child. Anyways, it was very clear someone was looking for a storyline, and I guess it worked because Charisse is going to be seen multiple times this season.
Don't do Charisse like that.
Well, I mean, it's very clear. Like, I'm not doing her any kind of way. I don't feel a way about Charisse at all, but I just know that it's very clear that she's looking for a storyline, and it halfway worked, but she's not even mic'd up. So
all I'm going to say is I would like to see it.
And you're going to see it, baby. You're going to see it. Another thing that I want to add is that the new girl, Wendy was literally so nice. She was
very nice.
She showed her like personality during the freaking the freaking live chat, the Zoom meeting. And she was answering questions, she was interacting. She just seems like really nice. So I'm excited to see how, where her storyline takes us. And I know that, she's going to get into it with a couple people because she is friends with Candace now. So she ain't going to be no angel.
And, ever since I've seen them like together, I could see them being friends. Like, even if I didn't know them, I could see them being friends.
For sure. But we, shout out to Wendy. She was like we really got to see like a piece of her personality, and it kind of made me, look at her differently on the show because we haven't really seen much of her on the show, other than like that iconic moment where she's like, "Someone pass me the alcohol. Where's the alcohol?" Like my entire life. What I do love about the Potomac girls too is that they absolutely, like, this is for my Bravo fan accounts that are listening to this, or any of our Bravo meme makers, like, they recognize y'all, and they recognize us, like, especially, like, Me and Aaron, we didn't put at Bravo While Black as our like screen name. We put Kaya and Aaron, and you guys really don't know us as that. You know us as at Bravo While Black. So when it was our turn to ask our question, by the way, our question was we asked Monique and Ashley, because they're both into natural things, what we should do to keep our immune systems, you know, ready to go during the coronavirus to like fight off any like sickness. And Monique gave us some good advice about like what kind of like essential oils and vitamins and minerals and stuff like that that we should do to fight it off. It's boring, but that's the question that we asked because we were nervous and we didn't want to start no trouble. So, but they when we asked our question, I was like, okay, our tag is Bravo While Black, and Ashley was like, I know y'all, and I'm like, oh my god, yes, she knows us. Like, she didn't Mariah Carey us. She knows us though.
We're famous, mama.
We're famous, mama. I made it. But yeah, they definitely pay attention to all of the fan accounts who's been promoting the show, and they even went on Instagram stories. I know Robin for sure, like all of them really reposted like after the Zoom call, but Robin for sure was just like, yo, we just got off a Zoom call with the amazing fan accounts who's pushed this show further than it, you know, ever was. So, you know, your work doesn't go unnoticed. Our work doesn't go unnoticed, and keep making those memes because they appreciate it. And I think that in general, like, our memes and our posts and things like that, it definitely helps people like tune in, because you know that Potomac was the underdog for like the past few seasons, and now, you know, people are like, don't sleep on Potomac. The word is you have to watch Potomac, and I'm so glad that people are doing that.
And you shouldn't, because it's honestly a great show, especially looking at all the other Housewife franchises. Mm-hmm. It's not one thing that, you know, the other shows have that Potomac doesn't have. Potomac has everything that you can think of. The cast is great. The drama is great.
The drama, the cast trips even are luxurious and great. The families are interesting, especially like the freaking Samuels family. They're like the presidential family of Potomac. So if you haven't been watching Potomac and you are listening to this, please watch Potomac and just let us know what you think.
And shout out to Monique's fish tank, by the way.
Oh my God, Monique's fish tank was like,
I'm gonna bring that up every chance I get, because it's the most beautiful aquarium.
I thought we were at the Georgia Seaquarium where like every species of, I swear behind Monique I saw a shark swim. Like I saw
not a shark.
Bruce from Finding Nemo who was in her tank, and I'm like, wow, I cannot wait to be able to afford more than a betta fish that I can't keep alive more than 2 months. But yeah, shout out to her freaking aquarium. Also, shout out to freaking T'Challa, man.
Yes, I was just about to bring that up.
How could we not bring up T'Challa? T'Challa
he was found, and he is safe and sound now.
If you didn't even know, like, T'Challa got lost the day of, like, Sunday, and he was found on Monday. Thank God, because that stressed me out. Like, I even posted, I was like, if y'all know anybody in Potomac that see this bird with the red tail, and he's gray, and he's an African, I don't even like birds, but I'm like, T'Challa is...
He honestly just needed to get away for a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
And he was like, child, I'm gonna come back home now.
Exactly. Like, he just needed to go and have a moment to himself. And that's literally okay. But next time, let us know, T'Challa, you know?
Give us a heads up.
Give us a heads up so we're just not stressed about it. Like, just let us know, like, I need some personal space. But I heard that he's learning to talk. Monique said that he's learning to talk. So next time he goes, he'll probably, like, tell us, like, be right back or something. And we don't have to stress about it.
Yeah, so hopefully we're invited to another Zoom meeting and we can meet T'Challa.
Right. Oh my God, T'Challa v. Samuels.
All right, so guys, now we're going to get into Race in America.
Ooh, I'm so happy that they did this. Like, I'm so freaking elated. And it wasn't a little 30-minute put together, dragged together show. It was a production. It was
an
hour and a half, honey. It was an hour and a half, remember? We live tweeted it. And it was just so good to see that Bravo is actually like committed, just as in the title, they're committed to making this a movement and not a moment. Like they didn't just have a special and like sweep it under the rug. They put this together, and Candy Burris actually said that this was put together by a team of like Black owned producers.
Oh wow.
So Black producers put it together, which is amazing. And it came out amazing. Like, I don't know. Like I have never seen like anything like it on cable TV, you know?
I felt like it, it was something that's extremely important for people to see,
Mm.
especially during a time like this
Yeah.
on TV. A lot of people talked about the lineup. Maybe it would have been best at another time.
Well, I don't know why, because the thing is, it came on right after Potomac. And I understand that, you know, the
Yeah.
second episode of Potomac was already shown on Twitter and on demand the I think it was Monday. Yeah, it was Monday. But that's still a pretty good spot because usually Watch What Happens Live comes on after. So that was a perfect spot in my opinion.
In the special, it features some of the more woke Bravo celebrities. It featured Candy and Todd from Real Housewives of Atlanta, as well as Portia. We had,
Yes, Portia Hosea Williams the
yeah, I
third.
know, right? We
Yeah.
had Garcelle representing for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
And that's important because she's the first Black woman to join Beverly Hills. So I
I
love
love
that for
her.
her.
And then we had Bronwyn, from Real Housewives of OC.
Orange County, baby.
So, she was there. Leah McSweeney was there from Real Housewives of New York. We
Yeah, because I
had,
saw her literally on the ground during the protests and stuff like that. So
yes,
her
she
and
was doing her
Bronwyn have
thing.
been being actively anti-racist.
Yes, and I'll tell you why Bronwyn is doing her thing in a few,
Mm-hmm.
because hers actually stood out to me.
Yeah.
And then we had, Giselle Bryant from Real Housewives of Potomac. We had Gregory Gourdet from Top Chef. He's also part of the LGBTQ community. There was a little line where he talked about how this is also affecting the trans community.
Yes,
So
because all Black lives
yes,
matter. Thank
yes.
you.
So, I'll talk about that as well. So, because I hope they do something with for the trans community as well, because I think that's very important. We also had Simone and Toya. Oh,
Oh, for Barris Medicine?
yes, yes. Toya came with Eugene. Eugene spread some knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had Dr. Britton, of course,
Married to
from
Medicine
Married to
LA.
Medicine LA. So, and I wanted to be specific with you guys because I know it's a lot of franchises. So sometimes the girls can be confusing, and you can get them mixed up. So
Mm-hmm.
I wanted you guys to be aware of that.
Yeah.
Um, so in the Race in America special, Bravo celebrities touched on issues like systematic racism as well as the unfair judgment placed on African Americans.
Mm-hmm.
The special actually began with people protesting outside of Gregory Gourdet's home. So that shows you that this is an issue that has been ongoing. This is an issue
Oh, so
that,
there's still protesting going on,
yes,
which a lot of people don't realize because the media isn't covering it as much. But people are still fighting, and if you are still fighting, shout out to you. If you can't be in the streets, please continue to post on social media, educate your friends, educate your family, and just make sure that we're still talking about this. But go ahead.
exactly, because these are issues that still affect us. One thing I found extremely relatable is when Garcelle talked about how she felt misjudged because of her skin tone. She said she walked into the store in NYC and one of the staff members hesitated to show her a bracelet behind the counter, and she was acting real stank about it.
I
She,
believe it.
she told Garcelle that the bracelet was one of their high end items.
Like, do you know who
Like what?
Garcelle is?
I'm
First of
like,
all,
first of all, from the Jamie Foxx show, you're gonna sit in her
the
face
Jamie Foxx
and
show,
play.
Spider-Man, that movie on UMC. She was a model. Like, let's not act like we don't know who Garcelle is. But at the same time, I think that
Hmm.
was so important because it's relatable. Like, I can't tell you how many times that
Yeah.
I've gone into a store and, you know, I could literally feel all eyes on me. And it's like, girl, don't nobody want none of this shit.
Exactly. And they're watching your every move. And it's like,
Every move.
realistically, you're just looking around and you're just trying to find something to
Yeah.
wear
And
because
I
you,
always feel a certain way. I always feel guilty about not buying something when I'm in the store because I feel like, you know, they think that I'm stealing. And it's just an unfortunate reality that, you know, my mom prepared me for. I experienced it firsthand and it just really, really sucks. So I'm glad that she brought that issue up because I
it,
definitely want to speak on it.
it really is. You know, as soon as I see signs of that, I usually leave the store immediately
Yeah, they don't
because
deserve your money.
and then on top of that, everything that's going on, you know, I just don't want to deal with any issues.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It's
you know, and it's not,
dangerous.
it's unfortunate that that has to even be on your mind when going shopping.
Yep.
You know, shopping is supposed to be something that you do for fun, and it's not any fun anymore. I'm not having fun.
But it's not, I'm not having fun.
You know, the cast also shared their thoughts, and you know they talked about their experiences with a few of the Karens that they've interacted with. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Portia,
Lord.
this is a mess. I just can't even. Portia said that her old condominium tenants, they thought she was a dog walker.
I hate that because it's like, you know that I
What?
live in a freaking predominantly white neighborhood, and I definitely like get looks as if like, you know, what are you doing over here? And it's like, I'm paying my money just like you. Mind your freaking business. It's
Exactly.
ridiculous.
And you know, it's a shame that you have to be a dog walker. It's like,
A dog walker,
why
just
can't I be the building owner? You
right,
know,
right. Like, excuse me.
why can't I be the building owner? And
I
I
could
think
be the mayor. Like, you
exactly.
slut.
And realistically, that's Portia. She could have been the building owner. She
Oh,
could have.
absolutely,
So,
tenfold.
you know, it's ridiculous. She also talked about how she was at a dog park and somebody asked her for her nanny services.
What?
I,
You know what? I don't like not believe it though, because I remember that like when my best friend, she had her baby,
Mhm.
and she's white, like one of my best friends, because I have so many best friends. I'm sorry, I'm popular. But
I'm
she
jealous.
you're my best friend also though, so you should feel special. But she, you know, I was holding her baby and like we were at Super Target, and it's just very uncomfortable when people were just like staring us down because I'm a black woman with a white baby. So they either think that like I'm the nanny or I'm like freaking kidnapping this child. Like, when in
Like a
reality it's like
Lifetime movie story.
that's that's my freaking goddaughter. Like, there's no, I don't want a child at all right now. So everyone mind your freaking business. It costs $0 to mind your business, and
Exactly.
don't jump to conclusions because like you're not in gymnastics and
Because
stuff.
at the end of the day, black people are just like everybody else. We just want to relax. We want to chill. We want to go grocery shopping without everybody looking at
Mm-hmm.
us like we're
Ridiculous.
about to run off with the store and everything in it. We
Ridiculous.
just
It's
want to
ridiculous.
eat at restaurants. We want to be able to pick out high priced items without being side eyed. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if we ask to look for a bracelet behind the counter or something like that, it's
Insane.
ridiculous. So you know, aside from that, um, another thing I found interesting was when Dr. Eugene and Toya talked about their experience with unfair treatment in the physician's office. I
Yeah.
never thought that you would have to worry about that in places like a doctor's office, where
Oh,
you know these places are supposed to be your
a
safe
safe
space.
place. Yeah, and it's
You know,
not.
and it's not. So if you can't trust your physician, who can you trust? Honestly.
Exactly. It's upsetting me and my homegirl because we feel like if we can't trust our doctor, then who the hell can we trust?
Exactly, exactly. And Dr. Britton also talked about how this could affect patients that might be going through a sickle cell crisis.
Yes.
And that's intense. Like these physicians need to be sensible.
And fun fact, in case you guys don't know, I suffer from sickle cell disease, not the
Yeah.
trait, the disease. And basically what it is, it's an invisible illness. My red blood cells are shaped sickly. So it makes it hard for oxygen to be carried through my body. So many effects of this is like I feel lethargic a lot of the time. I can't do certain things like to exert my body. I can't show like certain emotions. Like I can't get too mad, too upset, too excited. I can't, even with like flying, I would have to stay hydrated. But the most thing that affects me like really like intensely is the pain crisis. Like I'm more susceptible to blood clots, and just the pain crisis is like you get pain in your joints, in your chest, in your back, like all over your body. I'm talking excruciating pain. And these episodes could last from days to even weeks. And we get prescribed painkillers, like, controlled substances, painkillers. And I see that my problem is when I go into the hospital, it's like they don't believe that I'm feeling the amount of pain that I'm feeling, even though I'm crying, I'm screaming, I'm at the top of my lungs. Like you can tell that I'm in pain. Like you can't fake that. And I get treated like a drug addict. Like
And they
same.
also talked about that. They said that this whole stereotype that black people are susceptible to pain. It's like, what kind of shit is that?
Because that goes back to like old times in slavery, and when they would test on slaves and they believe they would do surgeries while the slaves were awake, like this old thing, but it translates into like modern science too, that they believe that black men and women aren't as susceptible to pain and we can't feel pain. And I definitely get treated like a drug addict when I go to the hospital. And even like when I just bring in my prescription from my doctor, I often have a hard time getting my prescription because they believe that, I might be a drug addict. And that's something that I really like pray to
I hate
God
that.
that something is literally done about it. It's not okay at all. So I'm so glad that Britain brought that up, because that's just my personal experience. And I'm so glad that that was brought up so I can share it with you guys in case you know any doctors, nurses, tell them to be, more sensitive to their black patients, especially those with sickle cell. Just because I look like I look like a regular person. Like I don't look like I have a disability. I don't look like I have a disease. I'm not like super like skinny or anything. I look like a regular person, but when I have those attacks, those sickle cell episodes, it really, really, really affects me, even though you might not be able to see it on the outside. So shout out to Dr. Britton for bringing that up.
And shout out to you for sharing your story. Like,
Thank
I
you.
don't think you understand how brave you are for doing that, because it's a lot of people who are going through this and who don't feel necessarily comfortable enough to share their story. So,
Yeah.
hopefully this can help
Yeah.
enough,
At least start the conversation or just talk more about it. But yeah, that's what's going on with me. But we're just going to move on to more positive things because it definitely upsets me. I just wanted to share a little bit of personal experience on it. But can we talk
Yeah.
about Bronwyn? You said you were going to mention earlier.
Yes, yes, yes. Bronwyn's actually talked about how she's been educating her kids on Black Lives Matter and the issues going on in the Black community. She also talked about the top behavior in the white community and how you
Yep.
have to unteach yourself these behaviors, because it's so many white people that are brought up,
It's
raised by their
multi
parents, their
generational.
grandparents, their great
Hmm.
grandparents.
It starts at home.
Exactly. And you have to take the time to not only educate your kids, but educate yourself as well. Because there's something, I believe there's something new going on every year. And I just can't. I
I
honestly
feel
just
you.
can't. But
I feel you. It's just so tiring, y'all. It's just tiring being black in general. So just bear with us.
yeah, and like I want to come out with a special call being black in also going through the pandemic. Like, because
Black in
not
the pandemic. That's so true. Like, not even to be funny, even though we're joking, like, black people have a completely different, like,
it
reality when
is.
it comes to the pandemic, when it comes to testing,
Exactly.
when it comes to insurance, when it comes to being on the front lines of essential working. Like, it's a serious problem.
Because this was a big year for everyone, but especially us because of all that's going on, especially with George Floyd. You know, we have Breonna Taylor.
Yep.
It's a lot.
It's like we're already going through so much during, like, just like you guys during the pandemic, then we're disproportionately affected by it. But then on top of everything, we're watching people being slaughtered, our people being slaughtered, and no consequences. So it forced us to take to the streets and, you know, reawaken this movement that has been going on for years now. So it's definitely stressful. But I'm glad that we're talking about it.
I am too, and I'm glad they came out with a special dedicated to things like this.
For sure.
You know, overall, I feel like the special was very good. I will say that I would have liked to see more of the Summer House cast members, maybe the Dallas girls, maybe some people from Southern Charm. And if not that, I would like for them to line the net special up like after Real Housewives of New York or Real Housewives.
I think definitely placing the special in a different time slot would be cool, and, you know, have some other Bravo celebrities for the next one if they want to continue the conversation, which would be amazing. But as far as like who was there out of those franchises, you know, some of them are more active than others, but I feel like that they picked people who can actually like contribute to the conversation and aren't just there as, you know, just to be there.
Yeah, but I feel like these specials can also teach lessons, especially to, you know, maybe we might have some white Bravo celebrities that aren't necessarily aware, or if not, they might just, how can I explain
I
it?
feel like they can just like educate themselves, and maybe they should just tune into it.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're definitely right about that.
But overall, like, it was a great special.
Yeah.
Like, it was something. It was not a treat because it's unfortunate that we have to have a special on race, but it was a well needed conversation, and that's all I can say.
Definitely.
So we are gonna sign off because this is not gonna be a super long hour podcast like we usually do, but we do have a little treat. We are bringing back hypothetically housewives. This one is super simple though. The question is, who would you personally want to be in a spin-off show with from either Real Housewives of Atlanta, Real Housewives of Potomac, Married to Medicine, or Married to Medicine LA? And I'm not talking about who you want to have their own spin-off. I'm talking about who would you want to star in a spin-off with from those shows?
I think you already know what my answer is gonna be. It's definitely gonna be Miss Quad.
Miss Quad. She got it. She got it.
It's, you know, because I do enjoy cooking. If you guys don't know, you know, I do it every now and then because I'm tired most of the time. But when I have some energy, I do enjoy cooking. I think that she would do a lovely job, especially since she has her new cookbook. If she had a cooking show, you know, me and
you would
Squad,
have a cooking show with Quad.
Absolutely, and we would invite other Bravo celebrities on as guests.
Ooh, and like it could be like that Snoop Dogg show with Martha where you have celebrity guests, but instead of celebrity guests, it will be Bravo guests, and they would bring their favorite dish to cook.
I love it. I would
love to see you guys literally bring on like Sheena Shea and
the season finale would definitely be Andy Cohen if possible.
Andy, what does Andy cook? Does Andy know how to cook?
I don't know, but we're gonna find out because
what a good season finale! Oh my god, can we fast forward to production? Like,
I'm telling you, Bravo, just call me. You got our email already.
They sure do.
So who would be yours?
I would watch it. Damn, now yours literally like just sounds so good. Like I just want to join your show, but obviously I have to choose one. I would want to have a spinoff with Portia, and it would be like there'd be so many things going on because she just seems like a good time to freaking hang out with.
She does.
Like I literally wish that I was Lauren. Lauren's cool, but it's like imagine having Portia as a freaking big sister. We would drink Hennessy. We would literally go get our hair done with the go naked hair.
Go
She would
naked.
she would teach me a thing or two about activism, being in the streets. Like, I can't say that I would get arrested, but I would definitely be there to bail Portia out. We would play with Pilar. She's so cute. You know, we would go out clubbing and just living our lives. You know, I feel like a spinoff with me and Portia, Portia and Kaya, Kaya and Portia, if she's feeling generous. It would be a fun show. K and P, P and
I
K.
know,
I don't
right?
know.
I
I don't
know.
know, you know?
So if we come out with our shows, I want them to be lined up one like after
Yeah,
each
one
other.
right after another. And but there's just so many things that we can do with like both. Ooh, and we can have a freaking crossover. Me and Portia would come on your show and we would cook. I don't know what
We
Portia would
have
cook,
a
but I
whole
know that she
plan.
can cook.
We have a whole plan. And
I
then
need to
on
figure
top
out
of
what I'm gonna
that,
cook.
I
Yeah.
what a yeah.
I feel like I would have to. I don't. What's your best dish that you make? I want to know.
I don't want to say it.
What?
I don't want to say it because then everybody's going to be like, "Oh, everybody makes that." Because
Are you
I
gonna
think
say chicken Alfredo? Are you gonna say chicken or shrimp Alfredo?
I don't know.
Are you gonna say chicken or shrimp
Possibly
Alfredo? So everyone, his best dish is chicken Alfredo, and he needs to say it with his chest because
Okay, my
I'm
best dish is
honestly.
chicken Alfredo, but I also make some mean fried chicken wings, okay? And I also can make bourbon chicken. So
You can. Okay, I cannot wait until you
check
make
that
that for
out.
me. I think my dish would definitely be shepherd's pie. Either shepherd's pie or like sweet chili.
And your wings. I love your wings.
Oh, yes, yes. But, you know, I just throw barbecue sauce on them and some seasoning.
So yeah, so if we come out with a cooking show, if me and Quad do, we can invite a few of you guys.
Yeah.
So, hopefully around that time
You
we
know
don't
that
have to deal with all that.
Portia, yeah, no, this will be way post coronavirus, but Portia's friends with Monique and she's friends with Tania. So I would hope that she would invite me to the girls and we have a nice girls trip. And then literally during our girls trip, we fly you and Quad out and we have a special episode of Portia and Kaya times absolutely Quad and Aaron, and it would be like a freaking fun time.
And honestly, that can be an hour. Our
Yeah, an
shows can
hour
be 30
special.
minutes a piece because we're 30-minute.
We're 30-minute girls, honey. Like, I don't have much to say. Like, not every
I
week,
thought about
though.
that too. I'm like, yeah, well,
No.
not every week. Of course, we're gonna take off seasons. Like, we got a vacation and shit like the Housewives.
Absolutely.
Stir the pot a little, simmer some drama on Twitter.
Absolutely. Oh, speaking of Twitter, okay, guys, it's Thursday right now. We're actually going to upload this podcast in a few hours. So if you're listening to this before Real Housewives of New York comes out, please follow us on Twitter at blah 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 black and tweet about Real Housewives of New York, and we will be, retweeting y'all, liking y'all tweets, responding,
Please
adding our
do.
own thoughts and everything because we have been live tweeting lately.
And it's been fun. It's been lit,
Mm-hmm.
especially hearing the different opinions and seeing what you guys vote on the polls.
Oh my
I love
god,
it.
we loved
I
polls.
loved
We
it.
love feedback. So please let us know who you would want to be on a spinoff show with. Okay?
All right. Until next time, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.